Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John, your host for the show. And in today's episode of Soundcheck, we're going to check out the third Power Citizen Gain CSR 40 watt half stack. Let's go. So I have owned my third Power Citizen Gain CSR for a while now, so I thought it was time for a little bit of an update video. One of my followers on Instagram actually suggested that I do this. A little bit of disclaimer though, after I bought this amp, I followed their Power on Instagram, and I saw that they had a help wanted post on their Instagram about 6 months after I had bought the amp. And so I applied with no regard for if I would get the job. I just applied because I thought it would be really cool, and I really loved the amp as an amp. I had no idea who the company was really or anything about the company until I applied for this job, and then I really did a lot of research. I ended up getting the job. I ended up moving out here to Nashville, Tennessee, and now I point-to-point hand wire for Delana and Third Power. So I'll keep this review as unbiased as possible and from a musician's perspective, not as someone who works for the brand. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Now I do work for Third Power, so take certain things that I say with a grain of, actually take everything on the internet with a grain of salt, you know, because don't let one person on the internet sway whether or not you want to buy something. Use your own ear. Determine if you like the amp for what it is, and I'll try to stay as unbiased as possible. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this review. I have very high turnover in my amp lineup. I am someone who uses my ear to look for certain aspects in tube amps and in guitars. I don't buy something just simply for the hype or just simply because of a name brand. All of my amps right now are not name brand Fenders or Marshalls. They're all boutique-y brands, and there's a reason for that. I appreciate the artisan nature of the craft, but also I use my ear and I really tone chase through amplifiers. So when I heard the third Power Citizen Gain CSR, and I plugged into it for about 20 minutes, it did everything. It did clean well, it did gain well, it did edge of breakup well, it did everything well, and it just sounded amazing. And I literally had to buy it that day. I pulled together some funds and I sold a couple things, and I bought the amp from a shop called danville.music out in California, and it's been my main studio amp since then. It's been the mainstay amp in my lineup. It's been on multiple tracks I've cut. Sounds so organic, so great. It's just an all-around awesome studio amp that also has enough power to play a small club if you need to. All right, let's talk specs really quick. It's a 40 watt all tube point-to-point hand wired head with channel switching and independent reverb controls for each channel. So you get your clean reverb and your dirty reverb on independent knobs, which is absolutely fantastic. The clean channel is voiced very American, so very Fender-esque. So really quick, let's talk dirty channel really quick, because that's where this amp really does shine in my opinion. So it has 3 independent tone stacks built in, controlled by a dip switch that takes you from JTM 45 Bassman up to like JCM 2000 or like more modern. So preset 1 in the positioning is JTM 45 Bassman tone circuit. So the mids are a little bit more subdued, more top end clarity, more bottom end kind of thump, and you get that kind of smooth-esque tone that those amps are known for. That's where I leave this amp most of the time, because that's my style of playing, is very much like JTM 45 Bassman area. But the next one is a Plexi superlead from 1968. It's voiced after that. The mids are very punchy and woody and just a little bit more aggressive in the mids, a little bit more kind of fizzly and poppy and just altogether more aggressive. That's where your kind of Van Halen tones are going to live. And then last but not least, you have the more modern preset, which is dip number 3. And you get a very, very tight, aggressive kind of attack and even more aggression in the mids. It has a tube buffered effects loop, and honestly, this is one of the best tube effects loops that I have encountered on an amp. I don't know what's going on with that circuit, but it sounds incredibly crisp and clear, and there is no muddiness, and it just sounds awesome. And the kind of piece de resistance of this amplifier is the patented HybridMASTER system, which I have come to really appreciate. My studio is a decently small space, and my neighbors don't appreciate when I crank my amps to get good tones. So having HybridMASTER is a crazy smooth way of power scaling, and you can get stadium level tone in your bedroom. Like, just think about that for a second. You used to have to go into a separate bomb shelter room with a cab, mic it, and crank them all the way up to get that kind of tone. As you'll see today in the review, I'm at bedroom volumes and the amp sounds massive. So another thing I really do appreciate about my third Power Citizen Gain is the reliability it's shown me over time. It hasn't once given me issues, and it's just been a solid amp no matter how loud I push it, no matter how much I push it. It's just been completely solid, and for a fully point-to-point hand-wired amp, it is easy to swap components and make sure that it's serviced and up to date with all that. So I really do appreciate the ease of swapping components, as well as the fact that it's been solid, reliable since day one that I've owned this amp, not one issue, period. So for today's sound clips, I decided to use my PRS Custom 24 semi-hollow with the Brazilian rosewood neck for my humbucker Les Paul style tones, and an LSL Saticoy Custom for my single coil Strat tones. I will be running through an SM-57 just mic'd up directly to the cab. I was thinking about using my Mesa cab clone, but I decided against it because I wanted it as organic as possible for this review. The volume in the house will be very low, and I will take you through all of the clean tones you can expect, because there is a bright switch, all the clean tones you can expect from the amp. Then I'll switch over to the overdrive, and we'll go through all three tone stacks at 3 different levels of gain for each. So I'm trying to be as comprehensive as possible with this review. So let's get into it right away. Enjoy. hope you guys enjoyed those sound clips and it helped you make an informed decision about this amplifier and other third power products. I just wanted to keep this as straightforward and simple as I could possibly get it. But leave a comment down below with what you guys think of the tones you heard from this review, and just leave a comment in general telling me how I did, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Please hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.